Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your What's Cracking reading for Friday, the 14th of June. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I say thank you again for your beautiful comments. I read through them all. I do get emails from people too telling me about their stories, and I guess at the end of the day that helps me sort of understand the journey that many of us are on at the moment. There's something beautiful about listening to people's stories, and I thank you so much for sharing those with me. I did have a look at my calendar. I'm so busy over the next couple of months to see when I can do a live, and I have a couple of dates. I'm just sort of wanting to firm them up before I move forward. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say too. Maybe it'll come up during the reading. Okie dokie. I'm sitting here. I'm so elegant. I'm in my dressing gown. I have a blanket around my middle because it's quite cold this morning. So trying to get into a comfortable position with a blanket wrapped around you is not the easiest thing to do. Okay, let's see where we're up to. Okie dokie. So we do have a Knight of Wands coming in here with an offer. And this offer is very passionate. But whenever I see the Knight of Wands, I get different feelings with this card. And on this particular occasion, I feel like this person, even though they're coming in quickly, feels that you're not going to trust them. There's this feeling here that perhaps you have made a judgment about who they are before they come in. Not really sure who that's for. Okay, behind that there is an Ace of Swords. So this Knight is coming in with the truth. He wants to cut through the crap and wants to just get down to what needs to be said here. This is why he's rushing in. I think he's rushing in because he's worried because you may not see him as being truthful, that he's coming in quite bluntly here. To offer love. Oh my goodness, that's pretty strong, isn't it? This person wants to offer you love. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't want to read too many cards at the beginning, but I'm sure you're all getting the gist of this. Okay. There is somebody here who's coming in to offer love and a truth to you. Now, this love that they're offering looks to me like it's going to probably bowl you over. So I don't think, and the reason I'm getting the feeling with this card now is because I don't think you know this person feels the way they do, or you don't know that this person is either fallen in love with you or is even in the picture. So he could come out of nowhere. That's why he's given me this feeling. He's coming out of nowhere. When I see the Tower here, I think this is about you sort of taking that step back and having a look at what's happened and trying to understand why something's happened and what you need to take from this. And the Tower always talks about the breaking down of old structures, rebuilding your life, but most often from an intellectual or an internal or from the love side of things, maybe trying to understand things about yourself, the way you operate in the world. And I feel like this person has shocked you by coming forward with this. The fact that we have the Five of Pentacles sitting behind here makes me feel that somebody is either dissatisfied or unsure of how to move forward now. So it's sort of like this feeling of, okay, someone's told me how they're feeling, but I don't feel the same way, or I don't know how to respond to this. So that Five of Pentacles is definitely an energy of, it's almost like you're putting yourself out in the cold because you don't really understand what this means. So let's get some more information. Okay, so we have a Victory card here first. Now the Victory card talks of being recognised, and I guess if somebody's going to come booming in with a love offer, you're going to realise that you're being seen for who you are. But it is definitely a feeling that something is right here. Something is you're winning at something, whether that's public recognition in the eyes of someone, but you're feeling like you've been seen. You could have been feeling this way with the Three of Swords. You could have been feeling this way after some sort of heartbreak or some sort of pain that you've suffered. Maybe you haven't really, well, they're saying you may not have experienced love. It could be that you haven't experienced somebody doing this before, but you've got some sort of pain here. I have a feeling, I don't want to get too deep into this, but I have a feeling that you're being offered love when you don't have good self-love. Also could be that you know who this person is and they could have walked away from another situation here with this Three of Swords. But to me it feels like mostly that you didn't recognize your own self-love, and because someone else has disclosed love to you, it's like this is the Tower here in recognizing your value of yourself with this Victory card. Oh, look at that. So yes, you are seeing self-value here. You're seeing your worth. Sometimes this card can be seen as going independently. So maybe, you know, you've come up with this idea that if, you know, somebody might love you, but you may not love them back. And therefore you're moving forward independently. It doesn't feel this way to me, though. It feels like you've just gained your own value here. It's like in someone else telling you how they feel, you've gained this beautiful momentum of understanding who you truly are. It's very nice. Yeah, there's secrets to be unveiled here. So something in this situation, something in somebody telling you how they feel, this Tower moment is about you understanding your value, things being uncovered for you from the world. Okay, so the Boundaries card, the Nine of Wands here, says to me perhaps you've limited yourself in the past by not really understanding how powerful you are. Because this card of boundaries, although it talks often of setting boundaries, there's this feeling with this card that it's talking about you've set boundaries for yourself and you've never gone beyond them. So there's a big cracking open here. Yeah, and a brand new start with the Fool. You're taking a leap of faith. Oh, okay, so the universe is behind you here. So we do have some sort of karmic event that is moving you forward. Some sort of nudge from the universe that's saying you can't stay this person any longer. We need you to come into who you are meant to be. So we're not leaving you stuck in this situation any longer. Look, and the Strength card coming in here. So this can be about you sort of having a moment of realization when you truly get to touch base with who you really are. So for some of you, this is like dropping of a mask. It's the Tower is about you discarding the person that you thought you were and replacing them with the true person. Wow, it's a deep reading, isn't it? And walking away from things that no longer fulfill you emotionally. Okay, so the person that may have come in may be, for some of you, quite narcissistic. It may be that you've realised you've been on a path or cycling and the person that you'd fallen in love with or had fallen in love with you may be quite narcissistic, and there may be a recognition of this in this situation, and that might be why you're pushing your own self-value and moving forward. You could be dealing with a water sign, but I feel like this is more likely this is your energy now. So this is about like recognizing your intuition, recognizing your level of love, being very comfortable with who you are, coming out as a Queen of Cups at the end. So there's a few different scenarios here, but I guess in essence what the universe is trying to say is that somebody's going to bring an offer to you which may sort of rock your world a little bit. Maybe put you in a position where you're understanding your own true value and restarting as the person you were supposed to be. It almost feels like a judgment card should be here, giving you the opportunity to rebirth or understand who you truly are here, because you're walking away from this thinking, and it doesn't mean you're not going back, but at the moment you're processing what's happened here. I don't know if you can identify with processing. I'm a processor. I don't always think of what I need to say in the moment. I'm like, just give me a little while, please, and I'll just think about this. The guardian of emotion has come out here, and it says this situation requires emotional maturity and total trust. And I guess if the universe is behind you here, you have to trust the universe knows what it's doing. You're surrounded by those who only have the best of intentions, so you can rely on the advice you're given. Challenges will be resolved. This card also indicates a generous humanitarian and refined person who you can completely depend on. This could be a reference to those characteristics within yourself. And there's no reason. This person may be totally genuine. They may really love you. They may be disclosing, how they feel. But for some unknown reason, you're not trusting at the moment where this information is coming from. And this person knows you're not going to trust them. So I don't know. You could have had an experience with them before. Nothing here says to me there's a prior experience, but there's more of this situation sort of making you look deeper inside yourself to really understand, what do you want? Do you want this, or do you want something completely different? Does this love offer represent your value, what you think you're worth? Is it the type of person you want to settle for, or is there something else you want? And I feel like in that moment, that tower is bringing you clarity around what you want, what love is perhaps, and how you want to move forward. But there's a brand new start here. So I'm not really sure what you're doing, but you're walking away at the moment to gain your own inner clarity. Nice reading. Thanks, guys.